Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. Uh, Today we're talking about where do I start. And for any kind of artwork, whether you're doing um, drawing or painting, sculpture, anything that you want in the creative area, you need some kind of inspiration. So the very first thing that you're going to do is look in your world around you at what you think is beautiful. Now here in Phoenix, we have some trees that have some very unusual shapes. I went ahead and drew kind of what you see here. In this picture, the trees almost look like they're people sitting down, and some of them are quite pronounced and looking very twisted. We also have Palo Verde trees that have a lot of different twists and turns, and I find these very interesting and very beautiful. Lately I'm looking quite a bit at trees, but I just look at the world around me and I start taking pictures. I got these stickers in the mail and I like these flowers. And then if I want to do a portrait, I look at the light and the composition to see if that's what I want to work on. I might photograph one of my pets, and I just photograph these with my phone and later take them to Walgreens and print them out so that I can look at them while I'm drawing a baby, chimpanzee, I think. And, some are appropriate for drawing, some are appropriate for painting. Now, this duck, he's sitting on some ugly concrete. I might not want to put him on ugly concrete. I could put him on grass. I could put him on a lake. He had gotten out of this lake. She actually, that's a mama duck, had gotten out of this lake. I could put him on a grass right by this lake. Of course, we're in Phoenix, so there's a lot of cactus, and I find cactus very beautiful. And here's another cactus. And you will note, you're going to want to try to really look at what your, this way, at what you're drawing, so that you can see. A lot of people think saguaros look like what you see in the movies with one stalk and, two arms. Most of them have way more than two arms. Some of them have little bubbles and they're not straight. You see the little dimples in there. And then every year they get little flowers on them, which look like they're wearing Easter hats. And near my house, there are a lot of rabbits, and they are not afraid of us. Well, here I found a picture of the duck that is on grass. Still, I might not want the other ducks in that picture, or I might. And here's the bunny rabbit. They're not really afraid of us. They let us get pretty close, as long as you're still and quiet and you can take a nice picture. You have to decide what it is that you think is beautiful. And I will be doing some step-by-step tutorials, some easy drawing of various things. Please look for those. But as we continue on, where do I start? The other thing is, if you start, let's say, with a tree, like I did here, you look at it very carefully and decide, do I want to draw that? Do I want to paint it? If I want to paint it, what do I want to use to paint it with? Do I want acrylics? Do I want watercolor? Now, what I'm finding when I draw it is that I'm frustrated because you can't tell the difference between the tree trunk and the leaves. And if I were to draw a Palo Verde tree, one of their most remarkable things is that they are green. The word means green stick, and the trunks, everything are green. And it has very small little green leaves. But what's really beautiful about them is that in the spring they get yellow flowers, and all over they are just completely yellow. So you have to decide what it is you want to use. And in this case, I went with paper and charcoal. So there's different things you can draw with. Let's move this out of the way. Here's some drawing pencils. You note that they don't have an eraser on them. If you do use a number 2 pencil, like what you use in school, that's fine. As long as you can put marks on a paper, you can draw with it. But try not to use the eraser on the end because it rips up your paper fairly quickly. None of these pencils are the same. They're all different hardness. And I recommend that if you get some of these pencils, to experiment with them and see what how they draw, how they color. The harder it is, the finer a line you can make, and it'll be lighter. And I keep a pencil sharpener in the same bin with my pencils. Now, this, I love the school year, the beginning of the school year. They sell things like this to for kids to put their things in, and they're quite cheap at that time. And I have a different color for every kind of writing instrument. Or you may want to, I dropped the pencil. You may want to get a zip bag for it. I chose clear because that way I can see exactly what's in it. This holds my charcoal white and my charcoal, and I like charcoal in a pencil because it's harder to break. And you will need these. That helps you smooth the charcoal out. You use the tip. And also, with any of the pencils, you're going to want an eraser. This is called a kneaded eraser, and they come in different sizes, but they come in squares like this. But they don't stay in squares. The reason they're called a kneaded eraser is because you can knead them, and this is how you clean them. And once they get really, really, really dark, you're going to want to get another one. But I generally keep one in each container of pencils that I have. And again, another eraser. These are not very expensive, and you do want to throw them away once they stop properly cutting your sharpening your pencils, or you can just buy the blades and replace the blades. But honestly, these are so cheap that I usually just get another one. And you're going to want to keep these all together. Don't use an electric pencil sharpener. Art pencils have different leads than drawing pencils, and it just burns up your electric pencil sharpener and wastes your money. You can also use pastel pencils. I don't have any of these to show you, but I have some, but they're not on this table to show you. And you can, of course, use different paints, and in another video I will show you different kinds of paints you can use. And then something to draw on. All drawing pads will say what they're good for. Here, drawing pad, excellent for gel, metallic, glitter pens, heavyweight paper. Tells you all of that information right here. And you can see here's the result of some of the pictures that I had here. Sorry. I drew the bunny in here too. Well, I can't find him right now. Okay, so, and again, I like black paper. That's the only reason that was black. Again, it tells you what it is, black, and it says what it's good for. Colored pencil, gel pens, metallic markers, and I use it for also the charcoal white. And here's a different kind of paper again. It tells you you can get color. So this one's toned gray, but you can get peach or something like that, so that you don't have to try to, if you want to draw people's faces, you don't have to try to match a face color. It has it on there already. But it also changes the way the pictures look by what you're drawing on. And again, it will tell you exactly what it's good for light and dark media. Media is whatever you're using to draw with. And of course, this is a more simplified version of that tree, and this is just white drawing paper. And this book just says drawing. And yes, I have several different versions of drawing paper, both white and black, various colors, and even different shapes. This one, it doesn't even fit in here. It's very long and skinny. This one is by Borden and Riley, and I liked it because it had a different shape, and it's multi-use drawing paper, which means you can use it for different things: charcoal, pastel, pencil, color pencil, etc. And you can find more specialized paper like this one. You're going to find at art supply areas of craft stores, hobby stores, art stores. But you're going to find some like this at, you can find them anywhere, even Walmart. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. Anyway, that's just a very short illustration of where to start, and I will have another one on painting. Thanks for listening. Bye.